Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Good morning. I appreciate you being here for tea time. Today we have some stormy weather. I'm still a little bit sick. My throat is messed up, but that's all right. We'll push through it. So today's going to be a news day. There's a lot of different news items that came out for this week. We're on Thursday already, so I wanted to put something together and just review some of the things. But there's no way to get into every single one of them, and some of them are quite interesting. So before I get into it, like I told you in my last video, go and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to start building that up. I haven't done that like ever, so I'm going to start doing that. So follow me over there. I'm going to do some BTS, some behind the scenes stuff over there and whatnot. So I want to grow that so I can give you back more. So that's what we're going to do. My Twitter following is probably up to like 20-some thousand people, whereas Instagram is like hundreds. So anyways, please go follow me over on Instagram. Also, I'm going to put together merch on this YouTube channel as another way to support the channel, and memberships. So there's a couple of things that I'm working on right now for the channel, and we'll see how that turns out. I'm also going to be doing some polling going on, like somewhere right around here. So during different videos, it depends on what kind of video it is, I'll do a little bit of polling. So keep watching those cards, because I like to ask you what you like, what you don't like. So when I'm creating content, I know the content is going to be great for you. I'm not just speaking to myself here, right? That doesn't help me, and it doesn't help you either. So those are a couple of things that I'm doing. If you haven't went over to my website, JCristina.com, go check it out. If you use promo code YT20, just because you're here, you're gonna get 20% off everything that I've invented over the last decade plus. So you'll find the focus pyramid, you'll find these. We still have a couple of hundred left of these. We had like 500 the other day. These things are those microfiber cleaning cloths that I put together. They kill like 99% of bacteria, 93% virus, and they also have antifungal in them. So really good for cleaning your phones, your iPads, your tablets, your keyboards, your mice, everything basically. So go check these out, and all the rest of the stuff I have on the site. So anyways, let's jump right into the news. There's a couple of items I want to talk about right out the get-go, and that is, no surprise, PhotoKina gone. We thought that was going to happen, and it has happened. PhotoKina 2020 has been canceled. That's the end of that. It will be pushed back to 2022, because once again, the powers that be over there figured out that PhotoKina every single year, no one wants, no one cares about. All right? We need to have PhotoKina every other year. Well, we are losing years, and now we just lost another. So we won't see PhotoKina for 2 years till 2022. So we'll see what ends up happening over there. I've told you this in a few videos ago. I'll probably put a card or something over there, that I really do believe that most of these trade shows are going to go the way of the dinosaur, the way of the dodo bird. They just can't support themselves anymore. The companies are seeing that the ROI is just simply not there. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million plus sometimes, with these large corporations putting into these trade shows, and find out that they're not getting that back. They're just simply not. They can put together virtual trade shows. They can put together more expensive advertising, press pieces, stuff on Instagram, stuff on YouTube, just wherever. They could spend that money more wisely. So that's why the trade shows are really not doing so well. Number two, we had Skylabs Luminar. It was just upgraded to version 4.2. Really good software. I really like the guys over there and what they do. Luminar was one of the Lightroom alternatives that I did review. I'll probably put a card over there. In my Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series. I have probably about 20 videos. If you haven't seen them, go check out that playlist. I'll stick it over here. So if an alternative to an Adobe package is something that you're looking for, that series Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord is for you. That's what I designed it for when I cut all ties with Adobe about a year and a half ago or so now. All right, so check that out. And I'm going to be producing more videos in that genre coming up soon, because you guys want it, you love it, and for me not to do it is just not right. So if you're into that and you like alternatives to Adobe that simply work and that show that a professional like myself can actually use these alternatives, check that out. Life After Adobe, Cutting the Cord. Now, Fujifilm. I love Fujifilm, you guys know that. Even though I'm a Canon shooter for 2 decades, I really do think Fuji's got it right. They're doing it right. Fantastic. Well, Fujifilm just came out with X Raw Studio, the latest version, whatever it is, and they added in the X-T4. News? Not really, but what is news is Fujifilm's subsidiary company put out a drug, I think it was in 2014, called Avigan, I think it is, Avigan or something. Anyways, this drug has been recently proven to reduce the effects of that COVID-19 or coronavirus by 50%, guys. Fuji stock went boom, like 15+% in a day. It's really great news for Fuji, but this goes to the point where I made in a few videos ago, kind of be like 10, 15 ago, where I said that most of these companies like Canon and Nikon, they are medical companies, all right? People don't know it, but they make a lot of money in the medical field, making cameras, sensors, all kinds of stuff for medical, and that large industrial medical section of it. So it's not just testing, but it could be also product assembly line work. Like Canon does a lot with that, with photographing assembly line stuff as it goes through, okay? High megapixels, really detailed stuff. So anyways, Fujifilm is the same in the medical business as a subsidiary company, and here you go. 2014 came out with the drug, which is an anti-flu drug, and it works. And it works against the COVID-19. Congratulations, Fuji. You're making some money. Good job. Anyways, moving to Samsung. Now, just recently it was leaked that Samsung's working on a, let's call it a 1-inch sensor, just under 1 inch. Let's call it 1 inch. 1 inch, 150 megapixel sensor for their smartphones. Now, just in comparison, their latest and greatest, the Galaxy S20 Ultra, whatever it is I think 100 or 108 megapixels. This will be 150. Probably like 144 after you do the math. Anyways, 150 megapixels, okay? 1 inch. These are larger and larger and larger sensors in these camera phones, smartphones, whatever you want to call them. And this goes back to some videos ago when I talked about the death of the point and shoot, where there's just the camera companies cannot sell these point and shoots as the phones get better and better and better. And we see that happening. We see that the point and shoots are just getting less and less and less when it comes to purchasing. And I do think that we're going to see a day where the point and shoots just go away, and you're going to see that Fuji and Canon and Nikon and Panasonic and Olympus and all the rest of them are going to have to start focusing on Pro-Am and pro cameras, prosumer and pro cameras, whereas the amateurs are just going to be using their phones. That's just what's going to happen. Not today, not tomorrow, but soon. This sensor is supposed to be coming out 4th quarter of this year, guys, 4th quarter this year. And it's going to be going into all of Samsung's pro model smartphones. Once again, if you see Samsung's doing it, you know that Apple will be doing the same thing. So these cameras are just getting better and better and better. All right, guys, so we'll see what ends up happening with that, but the writing's on the wall. Point and shoots are getting to a point where they're also going the way of the dodo bird. Now, lastly, we got some news in, which I think is really, really important here, and that is the BCN rankings. I always do a video specifically on BCN rankings. This time I'm not going to, but I still find these numbers to be very interesting. I'm going to go down the current February 2020 mirrorless sales numbers for those BCN rankings. Now look at this. Number 1, you see Olympus Pen EPL9. Number 2 position, you have the EOS Kiss M. And then in the 3rd position, we have the Alpha 6400. And in the 4th position, we see Olympus Mark III, that EM10. In the 5th position, we have the EOS M100. 6th, we have the Z50. 7th, we have the Alpha 6100. In 8th position, we have the A7 III. In 9th, we have the Alpha 6000. And in 10th, we have the FujiFilm X-T100. So, as we can see here, which I find to be very, very interesting, is that Olympus has overtaken Canon. Now, I don't think, if I'm wrong, let me know, I don't think this has ever happened before. I think immediately when Canon came out with their M series, they immediately just went straight to the top. And they've been there year on year and year and over year and year and year. Okay, that's just how it's been. Canon's M series has not been beaten. Period. So to see Olympus, the pen EPL9 at 11.1% of the market, whereas Canon dropped to 10.4, even though it's a small amount, it still is very, very important. Very important. Also, when looking at this, it feels to me that value and price is what is happening here. We've seen that the A7 III has dropped down the list where the A6400 has gone up. So as we can see by these numbers, it really feels like price and value is where it is at. The price really determines where it sits on this chart because people are not spending what they were spending 3, 4, 5 years ago. We can see the A7 III drop down to 8th position where all of the cheaper cameras, even the Alpha 6400, is up to 3rd. All right? Price is very important. And if people feel like they're getting a value in their purchase, they do it. If it's just quote unquote too expensive, they just don't. That's just simply it. That goes back to the story that I was just telling you about with smartphones. A lot of these cameras that are in that price range of a phone, and those phone sensors get better and better and better. A lot of these cameras are going to drop off, and these companies are going to have to look at the prosumer market to push their wares and the pro market to push their wares because the low end is just not where it's at. If you see a camera that's $400 and you have a phone that's $1,000 and you look at the images that the two are taking and the camera is not doing as good of a job or just slightly better, you're just gonna carry your phone anyway, so you're gonna use that as a camera. So this is what I think has been going on. I think we're gonna see this continue through 2020, 2021. By 2022, we're probably gonna see that almost a downfall or just straight out decline of the compact cameras. They're not going to be able to hold on because the cameras in these phones will be so good at that point, and the price, once again, the value is just going to be there. They're going to say, why carry this in my pocket when this is already in my pocket? Why carry this in my purse when I already have this in my purse? It just doesn't make sense, you know? So guys, that's just some news. I wanted to throw it out to you. We're getting close to the end of the week. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's have some conversations about any of these 5 news articles that I read to you. Let's have some conversations about it, talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts. Anyways, if you enjoy this content, as always, throw me a big thumbs up. That helps me and the channel. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon somewhere here. So when it is available, you will be notified of it. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Keep healthy, keep safe, and many blessings to each and every one of you. Take care.